All right. What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey. I'm Shakira. All right. A minute late. I apologize for that. Uh, let's roll in. So we're continuing to backtest April 2026. We left off on April 10th last time, so we're going to nip over to the 13th. And let's go to 0940. And let's get started. I am cold. I don't know about you guys, but I am cold. This freaking weather is rainy and cold and rainy and cold. Oh, okay. So it's very aggressive. Move up. So things to consider. Got this high right here. Some buy side liquidity right there. Just going to note it for areas of interest. Oh, my laptop is still turning on. I had to get logged in. Some buy side liquidity up here and on the right. Got blue. All right, so we're going to note some. This is the daily candle, so previous day highs up here. So let's move it to there. Technically have some equal highs up here as well, but we're just going to note that. We also have this bullish fair value gap that we're going to note they're rejecting from. All right, cool. Let's go to the 4 hour on this day. Ooh, okay, so we had like a large gap. Delete that. What's this? Sorry, really? Go away. So I like the sweep here. Got lots of liquidity up here to dig into. Let's see if we get something. Let's check to see if there was any news that day. So this is April. Actually, we should be on April 13th. Hold on. Oh, it is the 13th. Okay, good. Just double checking. So April 13th, we had no news, so we can just go on with our lives. All right, let's dip down to the 1 hour. Oof. All right. Let me do some cleanup in here. All right, so what I like about this so far is we've swept out all these lows already. And now we're closing the gap that's been created in here. So I think these highs are definitely a potential area of interest. We've got a 1 hour order block here inside of this big old gap. So I'm not going to bother to note that. And let's go to the 15 minute. It's 9:42. Look at that gap. So gap closure is the name of the game here. It's just so big too. I don't really want to put too much. What does ICT call it? Lipstick on the page, you know? So I'm just going to note the volume imbalance. So plenty of juice for the squeeze here. So got a nice sweep here. It's 8 o'clock. And then this is a nice 15-minute order block they can come back to. Got a little fair value gap in here. And I was looking at it in 5 minutes, see if we get. All right. So yeah, we have 5-minute sweep, shift, order block here, fair value gap. Honestly, like if they dap, technically, like this is the entry I would want right now that's happening. But I'm not cleared to take a trade for another minute and a half. Yep. All right. Oh man, it's a nice, lovely long weekend. I am very happy to be taking a little time off for myself. So Definitely looking forward to that. All right, so as always, I can't really oh, let's reset the account here for the week. That's what we would have made the week prior based off of the available trading. So let's see, and let's add the auto send in here. As always, using Thinkorswim on Thinkorswim's on-demand feature for this backtesting. All right, so 30 seconds, and then I can consider doing something. We're about, this thing is so big. We're about just above the midpoint, or at the midpoint of this gap. Everything is pointing bullish, so I'm really just looking for a continuation trade. So technically, like for me, the protected lows are what I'm looking for a comfortable entry. Also want to work on my entry, the way I get into the trades, like, and then my thought process around adjusting. You know, if I'm looking for an entry in a particular spot and they run away from it, do I just let it go, come back tomorrow, or do I, I just don't like the concept of chasing, That's all. I am cold. Got a slight headache forming, so. All right, it's 9:45. So lately I've been really focused on how these hour candles are closing. Like, look at that candle. It's disgusting. It's a disgusting hour candle. It almost feels like a reversal hour candle. So given that we are, yeah, let's move this to 10 o'clock because I wouldn't want to take anything until that candle's closed. Let's get into a fresh hour and let's see what we get. Seriously? 15 minutes and that hour just changed its tune. So rude. Wow. Oh man, that is just wrong. No joke though. What would have happened is I would have put my entry right here for a buy with a stop below that low, that protected low. And I'd want to see if they want to come take out that the previous day's high. But I did push this forward a bit too early. So we kind of missed the hour's movement. Because that hour candle was a doji, bro. That thing was not trying. That thing was looking like it wanted to drop. It was down here. And then 15 minutes later, it's up here. Fascinating. It's fascinating. That's why you can't trust these candles until they actually close, man. They lie to you. They lie to you hardcore. All right, so this is the trade I'm interested in on a single micro. Because right now they've closed the gap here, but it's looking really bullish. So if they don't take the previous day's high out here, I'd like to get out at the extreme of the candle and not the high all the way. So we'll see if they want to come back down for any particular reason. This might just be one of those days where I just don't get into anything. And so I can't, because part of my issue with TOS is I can't really get the level of information that I can get using the long or short tools on TradingView. But because this is backtesting, I can't, go to the day in TradingView and then just put it on there because then I'll know, how the day formed. So in this scenario, I'm just gonna have to wing it. But I like this. We've got a low, lower low, higher low, protected low. So for me, if it comes all the way back down here, I'd be okay. Because they've closed the gap, but it's a very bullish sort of day. Question is, they also, on the 1 minute, another thing we could have done too is like if we did get this push up, take the entry right here and then stop still in the same place, and we would be up here with that. But I'm not very good with those entries. Probably why we're out here trying to sort ourselves out, honestly. There's another protected low on the 1 minute order block up here, but I really prefer the 5 minute order block, if I'm being honest, because the 5 minute protected low is actually protected. Like this one is not. So let's see if they do. Oh, let's do the speed up option here. If it leaves this area and leaves an order block here with another protected low, then I'll be interested in that to go up to here, but I don't know if it's actually worth it on a single micro after that. I think the most I can do is look at the fib here. Never mind. Yeah, this is just gonna take off. Got technically an order block here, but again, I've learned not to really trust those as much, so. But I don't know how far is that. 5,313. I don't know if that's like 50 points to get down, maybe more. But they might just run away. It might just be one of those days where I just don't get anything. Sometimes I do like the, you could potentially do a 2 micro stop below here kind of trade, but again, it's not the way I'm trading anymore, and the 1 minute entry isn't really where I excel at. But this though, this is very aggressive. It's very nice. I like it, but I still prefer the 5 minute entry. Still don't know if we'll get there. Now, if they leave an order block and they give me a low like this one up here, I'll take it. That would be good. But this would need to drop below this candle, make a lower low, and then form another candle next to it, and then I'd be interested in a long from here with a low below that. Didn't quite close the way I'd like. Because no joke, NQ will just come to you. You don't have to run her down. She'll come to you. So reasons for this, we've got a nice sweep. We've got a very aggressive shift, another shift here. Technically, it's like a third shift. Could have taken it here if I was a different type of trader and then stop below here, but that would be way too big of a stop for me. I think this is probably even decent for like a 2 micro trade, but no joke, I've been, comfortably making a decent amount on a single micro, so I'm not gonna force anything too crazy. Let's look at the higher time frame candles. So yeah, they fill the gap, and we've got a 50-minute order block here. How's that 1 hour candle looking? Okay. So we've just been slow grinding up. 1 hour wick on entry here, so they could come back and tap that. So hopefully I'm in a decent spot for an entry. Now, if we make an order block here, and like I said, protected low, I'd be happy to take it at the top here, stop below there. I got a nice short last Thursday, no trades on Friday. Yeah, so it's just not good to chase price. Let's see. And it's true. There's always another day. Always another day. Always another trade. So there's no need to force anything. Let's look at that 15-minute candle. Oh, I see. Okay, so this 15-minute order block's up here. And the 5-minute one is down here. So I think it would be here. Let's see. This is that other scenario where I need to adjust my entry a little bit if I feel like they've come down far enough and they're not going to come any further. So 10:19. Another 20 seconds on this 5-minute candle. Let's look at it on the 1 minute. Okay. So in the 1 minute, well, let's see. If this leaves like a little fair value gap here, then I might move the entry to there. But I don't really like that either, so let's see. Because that's what that looks like on the 5-minute candle. They're still thinking. Let's see if they're going to be respecting this. And if this is the new protected low that we're going to be working with. And if it is, then my entry comes here, as it looks like it is. Let's look at the 1 minute. Still haven't been able to like figure out how to, estimate how many points that is, between this and my actual entry area. Look at that. Let's look at that 5-minute candle. It's another little sweep there. Almost done that candle. Close above here, we might be in business. We did not. But this looks pretty decent for a continuation up that way. I'd want them to pull back and then go. So that the candle forms with a wick. Didn't really like that very much. Might be foreshadowing a desire to come down. Maybe I'll get an entry. Or it might be one of those days where I just don't. But like I said, if they do blow up this way, and then I'll take the entry up here, 1 micro on the 5-minute. We have a small candle here, so I could do an inversion. If it comes above it, stop down here. Looks like it's forming another protected low right there. So let's see. But this it's almost 10:30 on the 13th, so let's see. I'm almost tempted to. They haven't broken out of it yet. This is that 1 hour candle. It's indecisive. It doesn't know what it wants. We've been going up, up, up for a while, so it's got half an hour left in that candle. Okay. So that's looking a lot more, that looks a lot better. So let's move that there, see if we can get tagged in, and we're going to move it here and see how that works. And maybe we're being preemptive. And I could be wrong. But we're in now, and see if we can't break out of here. Now I understand my original entry is what I wanted here. I like that they've made this protected low here. And I'm expecting a continuation that way. See that 50-minute candle. I like that they created the wick at the base of it. So now I just want to see if they can reach escape velocity out of here. I like that they tapped into the fair value gap, and then we're trying to close above it. I mean, we don't have to. We could come back down. I could be wrong, but this is why you don't chase, you know? Like, I feel like I've chased it a little bit. We did close this body above here, so if I'm wrong, I just take the loss and I go back to my original entry down here. So I think right now it's just a matter of patience on my end, honestly, or lack thereof. Because if we close below here and we continue dropping, then that means that my protected low is not protected. This one is very aggressive and it knows what it wants to do with its life. But with this move back up, I figured maybe they didn't want to come all the way back down here. So you gotta have some kind of plan. So we've come in, tapped the order block here. We're inside of this fair value gap. So need to see this close above. Still got a minute left in this candle. It's weird because most of the time now when I get into trades, like I'm sitting in that trade for like an hour and a half. Like I really, really, really have to wait and see. Oof. Yeah, so on the 15-minute, I like the way it looks. You know, I do. I like this. I like that we're up here. Like it's a good place to be, I think. It's just a matter of like if they've run out of juice to continue upward, you know? Would prefer the entry at my 5-minute original, but sometimes you just gotta go with the flow, you know? And it can be a really bullish thing for them to not tap into the 5-minute fair value gap, but they have tapped into the 15-minute one with a nice wick. So I still think it's a decent potential. Just gotta be patient and wait. The only problem is that they've already filled the gap, so we could just go sideways. It's 10:43, so they may or may not have enough juice to continue running. So I'm definitely late to the party here. Even if we're only 44 minutes into the trading day. It's all about reading the price action, right? Like reading where they could potentially go. And reading whether or not they're going to be coming back down to the area of interest that you had for the entry. So let's see if we can get up out of here. If we can exit this space, then this could become a propulsion block, and then this could just shoot up. And that's the hope. Right now we've been rejected at the base of this once, came back down. So if we can get up out of here, then be good to go for a quick hit. Also, I need to test out the single, adding a second entry, because every time I've done it, I've like messed it up a little bit. So always dragging the wrong stop in the wrong area, Something I don't like about this trade is the fact that we already like filled the gap. So, the probability, I would estimate like this version of it, I would call this like a B trade. Like down here would have been A for me. And it would even be better if they hadn't already filled the gap. But the previous day's high is still up here and available, so there's still potential, But what I don't like is when we're at the top of these gaps, they like to putter about, before they leave them, and it can even hold price, in there. So it's just really dependent on whether or not they want to move with any alacrity away from this area. After having spent, so much time slowly traversing it upwards, sweep, and then finally move. So it would have been preferable if I could have gotten in this general vicinity. But I think it's still a good, viable trade. We just need to get the buyers need to step in and just blow the top off. All right, we're at 10:53. So all we're doing is just waiting to see if we can get up here. We get closer to the TP here, which I don't think is going to even be like 200, given I would have preferred this entry down here, but what can you do? You gotta go with what price is going to do. All right, so they just took that out again. And I'm sorry, but NQ, she's mean. Like, she can look like she's going to run to your TP, and then she's going to be like, you know what? I want to do that. I'm just going to come back and mess with your entry area like, 5 times before I decide to go. I've noticed that ES has been a lot more accommodating. So if I hadn't taken this entry, this order block, we just busted above it. The entry would have been at this right here, stop down here. So this one is the inversion of the bearish fair value gap entry. So with this, I'm expecting it to accelerate that way. So this is the part where now that I'm like in some profit on the single micro, that I start to think about like, do I move my stop into profit and all that stuff? Like, I think once it gets closer to the TP, then that's the case. Then I'll do that. So it's about this hour candle. What does that look like? I'm getting some movement. All right, it's got like a minute left in it. That looks really good. So we've got 1, 2, 3 candles in a row. The next one might not be what I want it to be. 20 seconds. We are up about $100 on a single micro. Let's see what the new hour candle does. Do we get a fourth green hour candle? I don't know. Most of the time after 2 to 3, like it likes to reverse, which is why I'm like always wondering if I should just get out. But we're in this one, so the only thing we can hope is that this next hour candle just wants to start with, let's look at it, just wants to start with the wick, tap it, and then continue on up is the general hope. But we got to keep the wick going. If we don't keep the wick, then we are hosed. Because 1, 2, 3, sometimes it likes to roll back, man. And we have an hour fair value gap in here for them to play with. Could have, if I'd gotten this a little earlier, I could have gotten out at the extreme of the hour. So all we can do is wait to see what we're working with. Because slow grind up. And this is why I don't move my stop as soon anymore, because this is the kind of thing that happens, right? But this is also where I sometimes wonder, should I have moved my stop into profit and then reevaluated? You know? So now we're back inside of the volume imbalance. Are we gonna remain inside of it and reject down, or are we gonna push out again? Let's get out in 1 minute. So gotta get escape velocity again. Once it does that, I'll move my stop to here if I can. Ugh, all of this. Finally get up out of here, and then the next hour to be a bearish hour. Let's go back to that hour view. So the general hope is that this hour decides, okay, we tapped it and let's just push up. Like this hour that lied to us like hardcore. It lied to us so bad. So it's not even a ton on a single micro, but that's looking a lot more, a little better. Get a new 5-minute area that we can put up. Once it takes that high out, I can move my stop here, and then it's now risk free. Just keep going. You can do it. Sometimes you just be talking sweet to NQ, man. You just gotta talk sweet to her. And that's why you can't move your stop too soon, because she comes back and she does all this stuff. So I just need to see it close aggressively up this way. Bodies, baby, bodies. So we came in back into this bigger order block. This is not juicy at all. 30 seconds left in that 5-minute candle. Come on. Don't close. Close that way. Close that way. Okay. Yay, hearts. I love hearts. Hearts are so cute. Thank you. Yeah, I seem a little tired today for sure. I feel tired. What does this 15-minute candle look like? Okay, new 15-minute candle. This one, tap the 50-minute order block, and we closed above here. So we just need to keep it above here. Don't like that start right there. So yeah, this is how my trades have been lately. Like a lot of back and forth, a lot of waiting. Like I've taken to speeding up I'm filming them and then I'm speeding them up. So they're like 5 minutes or so, but they're usually like an hour and a half, and that's why they're so sped up. Because they have to be, they have to be. Otherwise, it just gets. You'd have to sit there waiting, watching paint dry, as Price just does this over and over again. So we're in a space where we want it to go up, but now we're kind of just teasing to come back to my entry. We're at the top of the volume imbalance. I can't move my stop until we've taken this high out, and then I can move it here. So just waiting. Just waiting. And it's all about how this hour candle, wants to play out. I need it to take its body above this guy and keep the wick long, just like this guy. Keep the wick long in the right direction, but form a green body that way. So if it does like what kind of candle the kind of 1 hour candle I don't want to see. Let's take a look here. I don't want to see a 1 hour candle that has a big wick, a wick on both sides with the black body. I want to see that. That candle is not going to be a nice juicy candle for your trading. You want, and this candle was a lie, honestly. It was all the way down here as like the sellers had stepped in hard with a doji, and then like 15 minutes later it closed super strong, super bullish. Very nice. All right, so right now we're about 25 minutes into this hour candle, and it looks like we're coming back down. My only issue is that my stop is literally at the beginning of this fair value gap, so that's not great. My original entry was lower down, so if I get stopped out on this one, that's fine. I will take the original entry down here, but it's still just gotta wait. And sellers are stepping in, stomping the buyers in their faces. Because the buyers have been buying. They've been buying and buying and buying like all day. And it looks like they might have run out of steam. I actually would love for this to move forward a bit, because I'd like to move on to the next day and see what we need to do. But the other part of trading is being able to sit and wait and be patient. And these candles lie. They lie so aggressively. About to be 11:30. We are 40 minutes in on this trade. Just waiting. So I guess like the other thing I need to get comfortable with is like moving my stop where I need to move it. If it doesn't look like it's going to work the way I expect it to work, especially if there's a ton of hesitation. But on the other hand, that also means that I'll have to re-enter, and I might get a worse entry. Sometimes you might get a better entry. I don't know, But we have 30 minutes left in this hour candle, And it's looking very aggressively bearish the way it's forming right now. Damn. So honestly, because of that, it makes me want to move my stop, but it's kind of too late because I would have moved it here and been stopped out. And I have a lot of room to work with. And almost like every time I've like moved my stop to try and cover or something, I get, hey, how you doing? How you doing, Chris? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just tired. The last couple of days have been like really gloomy and wet and just like the sleepiest weather, just sleepy weather. So, and today I'm just feeling a little like I could just go back to bed, but I got to get my back testing in. How are you? How are you? How's the trading going? Can I say that I've been trading a single micro for the last few weeks and it has been glorious. I'm so serious. It's been glorious. It saved me so much, that single micro. It's boiling? Goodness, where are you? In the DC area here, it is. So, what was it? Last week we had 90 plus degree days for like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it just started. Really? Well, it's boiling in London. It is currently 58 degrees in the DC area here in the States. And the high is 69, the low is 60. And it's just been raining the last like few days, just raining. Swear, it's just been like a constant stream of rain. It's supposed to stop, I think, Monday? There you go. Come on. Move your body. Wait. And you said it's boiling? That's only 35. Wait. I'm probably thinking of the wrong, what's what I'm looking for? Wait, do you guys do Fahrenheit or Celsius? Because I'm Jamaican and we grew up with the British way of doing things, but I've been in the States so long that I've literally just forgotten it all, which is stupid, but it is what it is. All right, so we had a nice aggressive push up. We engulfed these two candles for an order block. So, oh, well, I love the heat. I will sit outside like you wouldn't believe. I love the boil. Boil me any day, man. Boil me any day. Let's see what this hour candle looks like. What I can't deal with is the cold. Because like I'm right now, I'm wearing this. I'm like, I'm still cold. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Come on. This day's trade is like a huge pain in the butt. Like buyers are like, yes, I'm gonna run up. Yeah. Ah. And then they got slapped back down a little bit, but we did engulf, but we didn't take this high out. Celsius, yeah. So yeah, in that case, 35 is insane for you guys. When you said 35, my brain was like Fahrenheit. I was like, that's nothing. But I'm like, if it's Celsius, yeah, you hot. You're not just hot, you hot. Yeah. I'm not, bruh, this is ridiculous. Yeah, you ain't hot, you hot. Shit. That's too much. I think like 27 Celsius, 25 is like where I'd be like super comfy and happy, 30 is too much. And no joke, let me do a conversion because like I said, I grew up in Jamaica. You know, we did everything the British way because the island was colonized by the British, or they were the last main colonizers. So I learned the Queen's English, all that good stuff, spelling, all that stuff. And then I come here and then the US, they don't spell anything correctly. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you people? Like, nice, nice. I love that. I love that. I'm in the same boat, honestly. Like, oh, Jamaica is lovely. Jamaica is lovely. But I'm so glad to hear the training's coming along. You know, so is mine. Like, I won't say, I will not lie. I am in drawdown. Uh, I was just shy of like 2000 in drawdown. And, I don't know, I just started just focusing on what I needed to do. And then I just got over the fact that I had to trade like a single. Are they? That's awesome. Do you take them home for yummy food and beach time and all that good stuff? I love that. Yeah, man. The chat's over here, so that's why I'm like moving my head. That's it. Oh my God. Look, look. We would be in this trade for like, what time was this? 10:30? We would have been in this trade for like an hour and 10 minutes already. No? All right, well, that's all right. Everything in good time, trust. And let's be honest, like everything is massively expensive these days. Like trying to do anything. Like if you come to the States now, the gas prices are stupid high. You know, everything is just so high, expensive with all the foolishness that's been going on. Let's move this to 12 o'clock because this is taking too long. I want to do another day. I'm only on the first day of backtesting, but this trade is taking its time. Okay, so the one, oh, good. Do they have a favorite? You know, they like the jerk chicken, they like the oxtail, some goat, you know, some stew peas, stew chicken, or any of that. Things that I don't cook. My sister cooks them though. She's incredible. All right, so we are sitting inside of this 5 minute fair value gap here, but it's weak. There's nothing worse than sitting in a trade for like an hour and a half. Some good reggae. I was listening to some old school reggae and dance hall yesterday, and um, I was just thinking to myself because I don't know any of the new stuff. You know, I really don't know any of the new stuff. Um, and I don't know. I'm just there's just like a vibe to like the old school stuff, like you know, like as far back as like Shabba Rankin and you know Coca-Cola bottle shape and you know tight up skirt, you know, and all them songs. You know, it's just good stuff. And yes, old school is the best. Like I agree, because okay, so fun fact, like when you when I was growing up in Jamaica, right? So you know, you take the bus everywhere if you're not one of them rich people and you have car and everything. So you take the bus everywhere, and you get on a bus. Them always playing music, you know. They're always playing whatever music. You know, you're jamming, everything nice. And no joke, like you would always have like, what was it Celine Dion playing, and then right after Celine Dion, especially when she just came out with Celine Dion and Tony Braxton, right? Like Unbreak My Heart, and then It's All Coming Back to Me would always play like right after, back to back, always. It was the cutest thing, always back to back. So, and you just be on the bus jamming, man, just jamming on the bus, just having a good time. It's I gotta say, it's definitely like the best kind of way to grow up and listen to some good music though. But I will say this though, like I'm not a huge fan of a lot of the dance hall, and that's only because the dance hall is derogatory to a lot of different peeps, right? It's not nice, you know. So because of that, I'm not a huge fan. There's lots of good songs, but there's a lot I have to boycott because they just don't. It's too sexual, or it's too this, or it's too that, or they're just being too rude. Anyway, but it's beautiful. Look at this price action. What are we doing? Just blowing upward and then closing back into the volume imbalance. Can we leave this area now? For realsies, we would have been in this trade, and I'm speeding it up a bit. We got into this trade at what, 9:50? No, after 10 o'clock. So I think on the 10:20, it's now 12:11. So we've been in this for almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. Yeah, the music should uplift you, you know? That's why reggae is where it's at, because reggae is always uplifting. It always have a conscious message, you know, just good vibes with reggae. So reggae is where it's at. I really like the soca too. Like if you like soca and calypso, like the Trinidadians, the Bajans. I mean, every island has its own carnival. For real, like every island has carnival. So, you know, but Trinidad and Tobago, they have the carnival, you know, the calypso music, the soca. Sasha, what you doing? Why, yo, we spent almost an hour waiting on this train to finish up, bro. Hey, kitty, what you doing? You coming? No? You just want to look at me and meow at me? Okay, who's a good girl? All right, let's start. Oh, did you lose? Oh, you got your you got your collar off. Yeah, well done. So we have collars on the kitties because they're little ninjas, you know. If you've ever had a cat, you know they're little ninjas and they can sneak up on you and stuff all the time. Luckily, this one likes to announce herself. This one likes to announce herself. So, but when she doesn't announce herself and then she just runs across my laptop and stuff, not cute. And she likes to sit on my desk right on my laptop. Okay, is something gonna happen with this trade or what? Like, I can't even move my stop to break even because they've not left. They've done these weird wicks. So no joke, my original desire for an entry was here, right? But then I saw that they came here, they made a protected low, and then they rolled up and they didn't actually come back to my original entry. So that's why the entry's here. And now we're sitting through all of this sideways action. Why? Because they've already like done their damage, moved at some kind of speed this way, and then now they just want to go sideways and just give me a minor ulcer while I'm waiting for them to continue up to take the previous day's high. If we can just get up here, let's go that 1 hour candle. Ugh. Yeah, let's get some follow through. Come on, let's see some follow through. See, this is the kind of 1 hour candle I cannot stand. Like, and I like the wick. I need the body to keep going that way. But we still have what? 40 minutes in it, so we can still do what we want. What? Don't do that. Just keep going. At this point, I really just want to move my stop. I really do. But if I had moved my stop, I'd already be out of this trade already. You know, if I'd already moved it. I would have wanted to move it here but it never actually closed above here, so it wouldn't have been a good place to put it. All right, Chris, have a lovely time. Oh, right, you work on Sundays. Well, enjoy. I know you probably have off for the portions of the week too, so I'm mildly jelly about that. Okay, well, I like to call it back to twerk just to make it more fun. All right, have a good one. Looks a good time to move my stop. Looks like we're gonna start to actually move. Speak soon, yes. If we can close this body up here, I can move my stop to right here, and then all of a sudden this hour, almost 2, yeah, back to twerk, Chris, back to twerk. Okay. All right, later. Yeah, I even say that at work. I'm terrible. That's a good closure right there. That looks like we can get some follow through. We can finally get something. So I'm going to move my stop here. That's looking good. And now we'll just see if we can't get up here. Taking this high out again. Nice aggressive move. We can probably get some push. Push, push, push. Push, push, push. Guys, I would have been sitting in this trade for almost 2 hours waiting for them to finally decide to move. And nothing's going to piss me off more is if they don't choose to continue. But let's see, what does that look like on the 1 minute? On the 5 minutes, yeah. I mean, I think it's a decent spot. We moved up decently. We should just continue. As we get closer to TP, I'll start moving the stop more aggressively. And maybe we can get a little bit more out of it. Let's see. If they make like another protected low down here, then I'll move my stop. But we're not far. 364 to 390. There you go. You can do it. 2 hours later. If I hadn't moved my stop, I'd be out already. And there we go. All right. 2 hours later. But we would have gotten our TP, and that's all that matters. All right. Awesome. So moving on to the next day, 0940. So taking my win and come back later on my 1 micro. So far we would have made $186 on the first trade. Oh goodness, look at this. So the next day now, what are we looking for? So top-down analysis as always. Geez, this thing is just running for the hills, isn't it? All right, so where can we? So we got some buy-side liquidity right here. They can continue running for. They took all these equal highs already. Dang, that's gangster. Let's drop to the 4 hour. So obviously we're bullish. And 4 hour is still looking very bullish from the previous day. Looks like we could have gotten a little bit more out of there, but that's all right. Looks like they were just kind of stalling a bit. Let's go to the 1 hour. Oof. Just that flat and then just go. I hate those. I really do. I prefer if they like took this out and tapped into this and then ran off. But they're tapping into this 1 hour order block right here, and they look like they just want to keep going. Let's see if there's any news this day. Okay, so that PPI at 8:30 and nothing else. Okay, cool. So we are green to do what we want this day. All right, so let's go to the 15. So, dang, we just rolling. Oh, roll. 26,000 is imminent. New 50-minute candle, order block. I just don't like when they don't do sweeps. You know, I don't like that. All right, let's look at the 5-minute. Wow. So the 5-minute, we got a sweep, got a very aggressive shift, and I don't have, so an entry here would have been my preference. So right here, looks like we could have done like a 2 micro. Let's see. Yeah, so we could have done a 2 micro on that one. And so my only desire at this point is for them to come and tap into this fair value gap after the sweep and make a new order block and shift upwards. That's what I would want. Let's make this usable for our little eyes. So it's 9:48. Let's look at the 1-hour candle because I like to know how we looking. All right, so this 1-hour candle, it has a wick and a wick. Not a huge fan, but it's still more juicy body. I dislike when they're smaller. Bigger wicks, smaller bodies, those are just indecisive. You can't win with those. So my preference is for them to come back into this and then stay inside of it, maybe preferably the midpoint, then break back above it for an entry. So let's see. It's 10 minutes left in this candle. I have a tendency to wait for the hour candle to close. So let's just push this to 10 o'clock since that's the case. And then let's see what we get. Because like I said, until the candle closes, it's a big fat liar. Big fat liar. All right, cool. So let's see what we do when we come back in here. Like this, I think should have become a propulsion block. Meaning this should have also been a green candle. It did not become that. So we're just going to wait and see what we get. So we did have a sweep. If we come back down here into this to make ourselves a nice little fair value gap, tap and go, that would be nice. And so previous to all of this, we had a lot of sideways action. Where's London? Okay, London lows are all the way down here. I don't know if they're going to come all the way back down there. Big aggressive push up. So we had a bit of a manipulation, a little bit of sweep, nice aggressive shift up. So if this turns into an order block with a protected low, then my entry's here, stop below here, and then we'll aim for 26,000. Approximately. Let's see. But these days you just got to be real patient in these trades because geez, like to make $186 on a single micro, I had to wait like 2 hours in a trade. 2 hours. But on the flip side, you can get really lucky and get, you know, one of those situations where you can be out of the trade in 5 minutes. Like the only trade I've had like that this year was last Thursday's trade. It was the short and I was in and out in like a few minutes. That was the last, my 521 trade that I put up. So I don't post trades if I didn't take the trade, you know, if I didn't take a trade. And I'm always kind of, hold on, sorry. I'm always kind of late in terms of when I start filming the trade, which is bad. It's just a bad habit. What is this next hour candle looking like? It's thinking. It's trying to decide what it wants to be in its life. Okay, so what's going to happen is we've got this guy. We're making a protected low. I need you to bust above it. Then we can go do some more fun stuff. Let's look at the hour. Is there anything to the left we can use for targeting? To the 4 hour. Okay, so we have all of that. We inside this bigger fair value gap, taking all that out. Let's plop this guy right in here so we're aware of it. It's a bearish. So I'm mainly just using it for target practice. Midpoint, that kind of thing. Okay, let's go to the 5 minute here. All right. So we're about to get a second shift, it looks like. We do have a fair value gap here that we could use as a inversion. So let's do this. 1 micro. It might be that we don't get. Let's put it there. Stop under there. Let's see. Good closure. All right, that should have tagged us in. Oh, come on. Sometimes TOS doesn't tag it in. Let's see if it comes back down and gives us another. Look at that entry. Might have to like move it back a minute just to get it tagged in. Or we'll just let that candle finish and maybe it gets us when it pops back down. Come on. Still 30 seconds on this candle. Okay, there we go. And we got a better entry, tagged us down further. So let's see. Sometimes I think I'm a bit too aggressive with these entries, but it is what I want to see. And waiting can mean that we don't quite get to where we need to. They don't come back and get me sometimes. So let's see, midpoint of the fair value gap. So beautiful, beautiful setup. If we can just get some follow through. Looking good. These are 5-minute candles, y'all. Not moving the stop until we start to actually roll. Let's put this at I don't know if they're gonna make it to 26,000. If we can get over 200 on this trade, I'd say we're cooking with Crisco. Let's put a fib on this. I want to see what the quarters are on this. Let me put it up there so I can, and that's the thing about when price is actually trending, it's easier to get into the trades. It's easier to, yeah, so there we go. Wait, sorry. Let's move that down now that I can see it all. All right, so let's aim for the 50% of this fair value gap right there. Okay. And let's see how we behave. On a single micro. Because I a little earlier thinking 2 micros better. But honestly, 1 micro is more than enough to make money in these markets. It's crazy, but it's true. So what I'd like is for them to make another protected low and then just keep going. I'm going to lock in 200 wherever that is once we get up there. And then we can move the stop. So when the market's trending, it's just moving. It's beautiful. You don't have to sit in as much drawdown. You don't have to sit in the trade as long. It's beautiful. Whenever it's sitting in sideways chop markets, that's when it really gets just hard to. You just have to exercise patience on a monumental scale, for real. So I like that they tapped this little fair value gap a little bit and then ran off. So we're still gonna wait. I wanted to get past the 0.25 of the fair value gap and just keep going. Don't even know how many points this is. The problem with Thinkorswim is that you can't really like, I haven't found a way to show points on here. Time ratios, they have ovals. Oh, and there's still half an hour left on this candle, so it can run away if it wants. I'm gonna do a quick Google search to see if there's a way to like stop that. Why you always gotta be like gnawing on chords and weird things? She's just a little gnar. Stop it. That is not for you to gnaw on. No, no, ew, no, leave it alone. Get out of here. Jeez. She is gnawing on that cord like it owes her money. Goodness. Not. Where's your collar? Where'd you drop it? I gotta find her collar. Okay, so now that we're kind of in a nice upward trend, we can probably push this forward. So let's just do the 1035. So I'm feeling very good about the price action here. So that moved up. I'm waiting for it to catch up with me and for it to start moving. Okay. So I still haven't moved my stop yet. So I wanted to go above here, then I can move it to down here. It's like it's looking pretty good for some continuation movement. Hell yeah. So with that kind of behavior, I'm in no desire, I see no reason to take a loss on that trade. So I'll just move it to just above break even, cover fees. And let's see if we can. So we just hit the 75%. Well, technically it's 25%. It doesn't matter really. It's the first quarter of this giant fair value gap. So let's see if we can follow through. All right. And I am going to lock in the wherever it hits 200 or so. I'm going to lock that in. What does this look like on the 1 minute? Because I'm looking for a proper protected low, and I don't know that I feel like we have one. So I put this here because, you know, it's run up so much, I don't want to take a loss on this. So I'm waiting to see if this wants to make a new protected low right here and then push up. I might even move my stop down a bit because NQ does love to like roll back down, stop you out, and then run away again. So I'm hoping this is going to be a pretty, yeah. Because these quarters, man, they're like targets. So I want to see it break above it and make a new protected low. Then I can move my stop right here. And yeah, that's what I want to see. So we've tapped into this order blocks wick. We're very bullish inside of this juiciness. Come on, you can do it. Push, push, push. This is what I'm saying to myself all the time when I'm in trades. But we've moved up so much, I don't see the need to take a loss in this. I'd have to reevaluate and then come back. But we tapped the midpoint and then they set the 75% and then, well, 25%, yeah. Yeah. So let's see if we can't get up there. 44 minutes into this hour candle. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 candles in the green. I don't know if the next one's probably going to be red. My preference would be to be out of this trade before we get to okay, so we're going to put our stop back to here. Why? Because I'd like to see them make the new low and then take it over. And then I can feel comfortable. I just don't want to get kicked out too early in the trade. So we got like 13 minutes left approximately of this hour's candle. So if we take this high out, then my stop's going to be here, and then I just don't care. We're good. All right, let's start pushing this forward a bit. See how this 5-minute candle closes. Let's move that up. Okay. Let's get some, see how this, because I'm here until 12, so I want to get more days in. Let's go to 10:55. Beautiful movement there, 10:55. All right. So definitely going to move my stop to about here now. Should catch up in a sec. See if we can traverse another quarter of this for some more muns. So that's about 133, approximately 135-ish. All right, let's push it another 5 minutes. Well, let's close the hour out. See if we can get some. Oof, okay. New hour, 11. We're pushing back down. So we need that to continue. But we're not gonna lose anything. We're just not gonna make as much if it wants to just keep crashing lower. This goes up, my stop moves to here. Sometimes it's all about being able to survive the candles. Let's move that down a little bit more, give it a little bit more room. It's 1 micro, so it'll pay for fees. So right now we're being rebuffed at the quarter point into this bearish fair value gap. So once we get above that, then we'll start moving further up here. But I don't feel the need to take a loss on this trade. But we're very bullish, so like I said, we like 4 1-hour candles that were green. It's a high probability that the next one will be red. At least from what I've seen. See where we are. Yep, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Yeah. Damn shame. So this is that moment where I always think to myself, like, I should have taken the money. You know? But I also have this desire to, not choke the trade. And I feel like I've been pretty good about not doing that. Small fair value gap. 5-minute order block tapped. Be really nice if they just decided to turn around and go from here. So here's another one where 10-10. So just about being in this trade for an hour to basically get break even would suck, but it is what it is. I'm swinging for the fences. We're in a very bullish day. So maybe what I should do is put my stop back where I had it and wait for it. Because it'd be like waiting for a proper, swing low to form. Because I like to see the low, lower low, higher, high, lower, high, low, high, whatever. Because I think it has more it can go, but an hour in and we're still kind of sitting, waiting for it to get past this little spot here. But it's a single micro. Like, I'm asking for a lot from a single micro. And I think it can deliver, honestly, a single micro. If we bust past this guy, then, we should be in a decent place. I can put my stop here. And let's see if we can squeeze some more out of this. And at most, I'm just trying to get like $200 out of this trade, which is about 100 points approximately on a single micro. Let's see what the 15-minute looks like on that one. Okay, so yeah. So we're just coming back into the range, into this little sideways space for this. So let's go. Let's get pumping. Pump it. Pump it. Okay. They formed a fair value gap and they did shift here. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, especially in a more bullish trending day. But it could mean like a reversal down for a little bit before they go back up again. So just waiting to see. Okay, I can delete this. I don't need that. If we can get up here, now we've made a nice protected low I like. Then I can put my stop here, lock in a little bit more. All right, let's push the needle forward. Let's go to 1120. Close this 5-minute candle out and see what we get. Beautiful. All right, we're moving the stop right there. Nice. And just waiting for it to, we're looking real juicy there. Looking real nice. Nice protected stop. Let's keep going. All right, let's push it forward another 5 minutes. All right, so very nice. 152 is right about here. All right, nice. So once it like busts past like 200, I'm gonna move my stop there, lock that in. See if we can get to the midpoint of this fair value gap. 1, 2. So nice, beautiful place for a stop. If another entry would be right here. So let's just let it play out. Well, let's push it to 1130. It's looking real juicy. Okay. Let's go 1135. I'm not just moving my stop. Just wanna. All right, looking good. Let's go to the 1 minute just to see where we're at. So right about here is about $200. We're at about $200 on a single micro, which is beautiful. So right here. See if we can get above that. Because I'd like to start locking that in. Let's go to 1140 because they might retrace and make another low. Okay. Just a slow grind up there. All right, looking good. What I like is for a low to get formed. And we're inching closer to our target here. But I want to lock in. I want a down close candle, and then I want it to push up, and then I want to lock in the 200 if I can. For this one, I want to be out of here by the 12 o'clock time frame. Very nice. Okay. All right, let's look at this on the 1 minute. All right, we still got a little ways to go. At this point, we're just gonna start locking in more. That's about 133. I don't know where the 200 is, but let's see if we can't get a pop-up. 263. It's not a perfect thing, but right at this point, I'm just following it up now. So I don't need this. I just need... I mean, yeah, I would like that. We're just locking it in. I'm going to put that right here. Give myself a little more room. I want to be out of here before 12. That pushes up. All right. Let's see what 2 minutes does for us. 50. Because it's a single micro. We're doing amazing on a single micro, if you ask me. Put it below the candle that made that 1 minute fair value gap. 300. What? Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Ridiculous. All right, so I'm trailing these 5 minute candles. It's 3 minutes left on that 5 minute candle. We're just trailing the 5 minute candles now. I don't care. We've made plenty on that single micro. So we still got like 2 minutes left on this 5 minute candle, so I could get kicked out. But that's pretty great on a single micro. Imagine if it was two. It would say almost 600. 3. 900? On 3 micros? I used to sleep on these micros, but they are amazing. So right here is about 300. Right there. And yeah, I want to be out of this trade before 12, so probably going to just take that 300 and be happy with it, because that's plenty. That's plenty. Next 5 minute candle. Yeah, we're just at the base of that 5 minute candle. So if you push up, I'll put my stop right here. Looks like we might give back some on that 5 minute candle. But like I said, I want to be out of this trade at noon. So I'm very happy with this trade. It's coming to tap this fair value gap. All right, that should have tagged me out. Come on. All right, so that's pretty good for the week so far. 455, beautiful. All right, let's nip to the next day. All right, 40, Wednesday. Let's go this way. Let's go to the daily. Okay, so looks like we could have gotten to our 50%. Probably could have gotten it in that trade, but that's all right. All right, looks like they took out the buy side liquidity there, and obviously we've got more up here, and let's duplicate that. I'm going to give that one back. Okay. And the 4 hour, let's check. Is there any news? No news of note, so we don't have to worry about that. So we are at the 4 hour. Everything's bullish. Let's see, we tapped into this 1 hour order block, swept everybody up, ran up. And then the 15-minute, bit of a sideways jumble, but we did sweep things pre-market. And I'll watch it on the 5-minute. Okay. And where is London lows? Okay, they already took it out already. And Asia has already been swept, so not much to worry about there. So we'd have had a very nice, juicy 2 days of trading so far. All right, so what are we doing? So this is why, let's look at this 1 hour candle. What are you looking like? Okay, so we've been sitting in this range. I don't like this range. We tapped into this 1 hour. Asia and London lows have already been taken. I'm in a bit of a range. Not a huge fan, so let's see. Personally, as always, I needed to make a protected low. And then I don't even like this one that much. I mean, we already swept stuff this way, but that's where we want to go. Oh, and let's put back the sections for this. And then I can remove the let's put this back. And then I can just use the fib instead of the color. Okay, and then this way I can kind of see a bit better. So we're at the 75%. So while that's forming, let me see. It looks like, yeah, if I just waited for them to, oh, so I wouldn't have gotten the TP until 4 or so. So I'm very happy with this trade. That was good. All right, what are we doing here? If we leave a little break here, I might put my entry right there, stop below there. Again, 1 micro, and see if we can get up here. But it's not ideal. I would call this like a B. Like, this is better. But if we get an aggressive move up, then that would be worthwhile. Right now, we don't have that aggressive move. We do have a 5-minute fair value gap here that everybody's respecting. So that's nice. Just note that. Higher time frame ones are better. Let's just close this hour out. So we can see what we want to do clearly. Right now, this looks like some high resistance trading BS right now. All right, the hour is done. It didn't leave anything there. And hold on, I just needed to start moving again. V shape on the 1 minute. So a 5-minute entry would be right here. Let's do a 1 micro buy. Oof. Stop right here. Don't love the stop, but oh, come on. Didn't tag me in. It was supposed to tag me right there. If it doesn't, then I'll have to like rewind the time by like a minute or so and do it on the 1 minute so that it can actually tag me. Because sometimes it doesn't quite do what it's supposed to. Yeah, hold on. Let's push this back by a minute so we can, well, let's see if this candle actually drops. It looks primed to continue up. Because it should have tagged me there and it didn't. Yeah, okay. All right, just so we can get actually tagged into the trade, let's go back to 10:01. Because my entry was there. So yeah, so this candle, when it taps, it should have tagged me. There we go. Sometimes TOS just doesn't, the on-demand feature sometimes doesn't tag, so you gotta like be on a lower time frame for it to pick it up. All right, so what are we looking for? Let's see. Let's use a Fibby right here on here. So like 2 standard deviations from, I just want to know where that is, from the current entry. Okay, so let's see if we can get to 2 standard deviations from that order block. We don't even need the whole thing, just 2 standard deviations. Okay, so let's see. All right. So reasons for the entry, we've already swept London and Asia already. And we came back, swept a little bit, not a lot, but then we closed above, immediate rebalances all around. So I'm looking for continuation that way. So now we can start pushing time forward. Let's go to 10:10. But like I said, this feels like high resistance trading. Just waiting for it to catch up. 15-minute. Oof. It's not a sexy 15-minute candle. Let's get some follow through. Tapping its order block. But my stop is all the way down here, so we shall see. All right, let's go back to the 5 minutes. Be nice if they created like another protected low for me to work with for stops. Let's push this forward some because I got 20 more minutes to get through 2 more days. Let's go to 10:15. Beautiful movement. Okay. All right, we're looking real juicy. All right. That's looking real nice. I haven't moved my stop or anything. Let's go to 10:20. So we're up $100 on the 2 micros. Let's push to 10:20. So for me, I'm just waiting for that protected low to get created, like the retracement, and then push up. We don't have one of those, but we get above this high, I'm perfectly happy to move my stop to break even. It's looking like it's possible, so let's continue pushing price forward up by 5 minutes. Beautiful. Okay. All right, let's go to the 1 minute so it can catch up with me. Lovely. So at this point, I don't see the need to take a loss. So I'll move my stop right there. So it's looking real juicy. So no matter what, this is a risk-free trade. At this point, we've put our stop at this order block. See how we behave when we get to the top of this fair value gap. Already, it's a really good return already. So before I push this forward, I'm just gonna move my stop down a little bit more, just to give me a little bit more room. Let's close this 5-minute candle out. All right, that's looking really juicy, real juicy. Fair value gap, fair value gap. Let's catch up. 176, okay. All right, let's move this forward 5 minutes. It's a good trade. All right, let's see if we get a nice protected low created here. Nothing like that. All right, where's the 200? So right here is actually a great place to get out. Honestly, I don't need all of that. I can just aim for the top of the fair value gap, and that would be like $200. So let's do that. Let's not be too greedy. Let's move our stop up to under those lows there. And that's a really good trade. Let's move this to the 1 minute so we can see it. Get our tappy tap on. So right here is about 200. All right, I'm gonna lock in some more. It's so close. Tap this. Come on, tap the other end of that. You don't need to turn around. Oh, no. Oof. Let's get a protected low there. So I want to leave it there because fair value gaps and all that jazz. This is one of those moments where I'm like, do I give back all of this? I was at 200. I should have just let it roll out. But let's see. Gotta have that patience. Push, push, push. It's 1040. So that looks like it's creating a protected low here if we can get above there. So let's close out this gap and get up out of here. I like to tap into it, tap the order block. Looks good for a continuation up. Move my stop right there. Come on, get up there. Still got 2.5 minutes left in this 5-minute candle, so. All right, it looks really good. Well, let's get up there. Let's close it out. It always feels like they're playing games with you just before you get to your TP. Isn't that crazy? Like every time. Like you're just so close, just right there. It's just right there. Just go get it. Fetch. Like it's a puppy or something. But it's not bad on a single micro though, for real. Like it's pretty impressive on a single micro. So these are the trades I would take. So if this expands, come on, there's some expansion. Regardless of this, it's a win-win, right? Like We've locked in some profit with our stop here. TP's like super close. All we need is one extension. Just one extension. I don't know why they always have to make you fight, make you beg for it, you know? If that pushes up, I'll move my stop here, lock in some more. Be perfect. Excuse me, perfectly happy with that. So right here, 189. Yeah, just go. You got this. You've got this. I believe in you. 1048. Yeah, pretty sure we'll get it. It's like 200's like right here. It's like 205 would be a nice 200, and then my 474 fee is taken care of. There you go. Beautiful. All right. All right, so that's a good setup. So let's review really quickly. So we had pre-market sweep of liquidity, Asia, London already taken. Then we had this candle come back down, and then we rolled up, made an order block. So I took it at the order block, stopped below here, and just let it run. All right. So 3 days of trades. Wow. 672 trading the way I trade now with more patience and just the single micro just paying me, man. All right, let's go to 940 the next day. Let's go to the daily, and so we have our previous, we have a high right here that's of interest. Looks like they took this out the same day, the previous day, and then we had a daily extreme right here as well. That would be a nice target as well. Let's duplicate that. So we're just bullish. We're just bullish. Well, that's a nice little area here, the extreme. So let's look at the 4 hour. All right. So we're just kind of sitting inside of this fair value gap right here. I'm going to bar this. This one down here, I would not mind if they tapped that a little bit. And then we stayed above it. Let's just add that in as an area of interest. Let's look at the 1 hour. So the 1 hour, we're at an order block right here. Any news on this Thursday? Nothing? Okay, sweet. So we can just go with what we want. So I love some sweeps. Looks like, so London's been got taken. Asia's been taken. So at this point, I'm still bullish. I'm looking for a shift in structure after the sweep. So we have 1, 2. Oof. So let's see what we get. Oh, cold. Hey, Sasha, what you thinking about? Ah, these beautiful babies, man. They're just too beautiful. I can't live because they're so beautiful. Ah. So I would love for them to sweep this one more time and then make a lower order block versus these two big ones, because that looks like probably even too much for a single micro, because then my stop would have to be below here. So I don't really know how big these candles are. Yeah, that's too much. All right, so let's close this hour candle out, because obviously we're not going to get anything until that candle's closed. So let's push this forward to 10. All right, we dug further into the fair value gap in the new hour. So what are we looking at on the hour time frame? It looks pretty bearish, actually, on the 1 hour, short-term bearish. But I was interested in it coming into this fair value gap. There's an order block here too. Beautiful order block. Yeah. So maybe I'll reimagine this one down to this one, the 4 hour down to the 1 hour. Nice tap. Is there a 15-minute order block over there? Nope. Okay. So I want to see them reject from this area aggressively. I like that. Let's look at that in the 1 minute. Not super in love with that. Any shift will have to occur up here, like on the 5 minutes. So we'll wait. Okay. So I like, well, we've had a very aggressive move down, so just wait for what makes sense. Just gotta wait for more information. So we'd have had a very nice week already on 1 micro. Yeah, what a change. Hey, pretty girl. What you doing? Oh, thank you for the kisses. It was a beautiful baby. It was a beautiful baby. Oh. Kitties are so great. I swear. All right, so I like that. I like that. So I'm going to. It's not my normal setup, but it's one that I'm interested in. We are rejecting from an area. Let's look at the 1 minute. We're rejecting from an area that I was interested in. And so one of the entries that I've never been very good at is the, like, just, it taps an area of interest, gives you a nice 2 sets of candles, take it at the end, the close of the other candle. Because look at this, like that would have been beautiful, but it's just not my setup, and it's just, it makes me nervous. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, honestly. What's up? Coming up? No? Okay. All right. So I'm going to mark this fair value gap here. Maybe we can get an inversion out of it. What's up, Sash? I'm almost done. Mommy's almost done. Mommy's almost done. Oh, you're so warm. I'm so cold. So I need to see this actually show some continuation. So I wouldn't mind a return this way and then roll back up for an entry here with a protected low here. So let's see if they give us that. But I love this. This is great. This entry stopped below here. It looks like it would have worked like beautifully. Look at this. Let's look at the 1 hour on that one. Okay, it's nice rejection. I like the wick and the body's forming that way. So let's see. The 15 is, okay, retracing up. The 5 minute is, I need to see, positive closure outside of this. Like I said, I prefer if they like dropped one more time and created a secondary order block for me to get in under with a protected low, because this is ridiculous. I can't even take 1 micro with that. Like I can't live like that. But if I had taken this entry, which I was thinking about because I really liked that, then we would be in this move already. Dang. And sometimes you just miss it. Look at this. Because we're bullish. I wanted them to come down, sweep everything out. I wanted that. And sometimes the 1 minute is just not helpful for like any type of entry for me. So right now I want them to dig back in here, fail, and then roll back up, make a protected low, and then let me get in here. So let's see. So that 5 minute candle's almost done. Rejection. Okay. Order fair value gap here. For a proper sweep, you need a body above this guy. And I would like to write it up to here or the buy side liquidity right there. But wow, that entry would have, I'd be in the green like the whole time. Those protected lows, man, they are like liquid gold for my trades. Sometimes I might actually sit in a trade for a while, but that's okay, you know? Because with trading with those protected lows, we would have made 672 on that day. Beautiful. I ain't mad at that on a single micro. I'm not sneezing on that. So that's why I like to wait. That's why this entry doesn't make me feel super comfortable. So I'd like this to, I don't know, stop here, make another candle here, and then go that way. So let's see. Be like 5 minutes left in this live because it's Sunday and I want to enjoy the Sunday. Okay, let's take this to 10:30 because we might not get what we want. It might drop some more, in which case that's a whole different scenario and might even be better for us. Okay, good. Well, sort of good. We've made an order block. We've high and we've got a protected low here. It's bullish. So along here, let's do this. The 5 minute. So I'm open to a long because now I have an easier low I can play with. So I'm open to a long right here. So like a buy, a 1 micro buy right here, stop below here. And let's see if we can get to the extreme. Like I'm open to that. Okay, we just got tagged in. Let's see. So that's like a better setup for me than trying to like roll into this big stop. But with this better entry, I can actually even move my stop down a little lower too. All right, let's hope I didn't screw myself there. All right. That 5 minutes not looking juicy. What is this 1 hour candle looking like? We got to get this candle, to close more aggressively in the opposite direction. So again, we could just take these equal highs out. We don't need like the extreme. So let's see how we do. But this is what I was hoping to see. All right, now that we're in the trade, we can start pushing price forward. Let's go to 1040 and see if we can't get some continuation, push. Okay, let's go to the 1 minute here just to get it moving. Okay, let's look at the 15 minutes. Okay, I'll close in 5 minutes. Come on, you can do it. So my preference would have been if this next 5 minute candle had pushed up higher. So, but we are here. We're at an order block. We've been kind of slowly drifting downward. We are bullish, but we wanted it to hit the higher time frame fair value gap here. So it'd be nice if we can make a new low here. I can move my stop and then keep going. Let's push it forward another 5 minutes. Just make sure that we get that 5 minute candle to close. Good closure on that 5 minute candle. If we can get, so we'll just keep pushing forward because I'm almost out of time for this live. Another 5 minutes. Let's go. Beautiful. All right. That's lovely. So we're at what, 96 bucks, 80 bucks on this trade so far. Again, anything over 200 bucks is plenty for me. So we're about to hit 11 on that 1 hour candles. Let's push it forward another 5 minutes. Okay, all right. So I'd much prefer if they made like this low and then ran up. Let's see if they do that. And then I can move my stop into profit properly. I mean, I could now, but I wouldn't really want to. We have this propulsion block, and that's why I don't move my stop, because they can do bullshit like that. So I need them to create like that second area of interest and then, bust past it. And it's that kind of behavior that's forced me to be a lot more particular about not moving my stop too early. So if we get above here, then I can actually move my stop to just above break even. And then life is like a box of chocolates. The hour is about to close. It's closing nice. I like that closure. Prefer if we pushed up even more. So let's see. They swept out everybody that was like moving their stops too early. So I want this 5-minute candle to close up here. Got like 40 seconds on it. Let's go. Oh, we're over 2 hours. Okay, I got one more day. Might as well just knock that out real quick. Okay. All right. Hour is closed. 5-minute candle closed nicely. I'd like to see that push above the next hour, because I don't think we have like consecutive green candles, do we? We don't. Okay. So we're in a good place where we can get consecutive green candles pushing up. So yeah, I don't need that. Let's see if we can get the bodies up there. All right, so if we push up there, then I can move my stop here. That would be beautiful. Let's push this closure, 11:05. Yeah, let's just get the extremes up there. Beautiful closure. Let's move our stop to just there. Right under that protected low now. And now it's risk-free altogether. So let's see if we can close the distance up here. It's the 1 minute. All right, let's see if we can't get that up. Go, horsey, go! Go, horsey, go! But yeah, the way I trade now is a lot more. It definitely works best in trending markets, and it helps me to avoid the chop a lot. So that's all we're doing here, is just trying to avoid the chop. Okay. All right. Let's push this forward to 11:10. Let's get that 5-minute candle sorted out. Oh, okay. Well, crap. Looks like we got our... There you go. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. All right, so that would have put us at 9:11. Damn, that is insane, honestly. Let's do the last day of this week, and then we will close out this live. Let's go to 9:40 on the 17th. All right, so it looks like, was that all-time high? Oh, shit. So we are at all-time high for these. Let's delete all of this extra stuff. Let's go to the 4-hour. Maybe we can do some, at this point, I just start using the fib, to estimate where we might go. And with such a lucrative week, I might not even be interested in taking a trade on this Friday. But, so we got the 4-hour. Let's delete that. Coming back down, we've been very aggressively bullish. So again, I'm just looking for longs. Let's use the fib on this 1-hour order block here. Actually, let's use it on this one and see how far we might go. Just look for like a 1.52 standard deviations above where we are right now. Okay, so we haven't hit a 1, 2. Okay, good. All right, so As always, let's check the news. Do we have any? No. Okay, cool. So this 1 hour candle looks like shit, literally. So I'm going to push this to 10 o'clock because I don't like those candles when they look like that. Big wick on both ends. It's too indecisive. I need them to figure their lives out before I get into the trade. So let's do that. Okay, so that's how that candle closed. Gross. This is just the fib. I'm going to leave that up. So I'm going to go to the 5 minutes. Okay. All right. So this candle it closed into this fair value gap and very aggressively. And I mean that very facetiously because of the wicks. Decided to move up. So I'm thinking an inversion long with a stop below here. I'm curious. Let's see. 5 minutes left in this candle. Let's look at the 1 minute. Okay, so the 1 minute has us equal lows down here. Order block, shift. May not rush anything. I'd like a closure above here. I like that we stuck above the midpoint, but I need a better, cleaner entry than tap the order block, respected this, running up. Stop needs to be below here. So for me, this is the order block right here. What does a 1 micro buy look like there? Oof. That stop is not juicy. All right, so I'd wait for them to create a new low if they do with a protected low and then go. I don't like this sort of setup. It does not suit me. It's like yesterday's trade, we got out up here. Could have gotten some more out of that, but that's all right. I'm perfectly happy with where we ended up. And this, I mean, making $900 on a single micro for the week is incredible. All right, so let's take this to 10:15. So I'm running out of steam. All right, so we tap this guy. That could create a protected low here. Because I'd have to aim for 1.5. And I don't like this, really. All right. I think I'm just going to call it, y'all. I'm about 8 minutes over when I wanted to close out. So let's do this. Let's push this to 11 o'clock just to see what would have happened. But it's Friday, so I'm like not even super pressed to do anything. We're at all-time highs. Yeah. So what would have happened here is this is what I would have wanted, protected low. Then we have a fair value gap, fair value gap, fair value gap. So then what is that all-time high? So my entry would have to be I want to see what they do at this fair value gap right here. And then as a continuation trade. But I don't think they come down. I mean, they probably don't. I don't know if they come back down. Let's see. 10 minutes in. Yeah, so they don't come back down to give you that entry. And I wouldn't have minded this entry, but I just didn't like that stop. So, yeah, I'll just leave that alone. So I'm going to get the entry I wanted here anyway. And again, this is just a matter of curiosity now. Let's go to 12. Because my continuation entry does require, hold on. Oh, Let's see. This is just a matter of curiosity now. My continuation entry would have required them to tap this fair value gap and then give me a 1 minute fair value gap with a order block with a fair value gap, and they did, but I still wouldn't have gotten tapped in. So, all right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. That's it for me. This would have been a great week of trading for me. I actually don't even know what I did that week. Let me look. Just out of curiosity. I really need to start doing my calendar again with my daily trades so I know how I did in a particular week. Because I haven't been doing that. But anyway, be safe, be good. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. Shakira out.